Hello again from Darren and Susan at Retiredtimetocruise.
Today we're going to go through and we have 10 14-day round trip start to finish same port. So that means one airfare return to your home city.
And these are in May of 2025 again. We've managed to find 10 different cruises on 5 different cruise lines with 3 or 4 generally different destinations.
This sounds like a really good way to start May off. All of these 14-day cruises are under $100 a day.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose?
The best thing about these cruises is that they're all round trip.
That's for sure, so it should make arranging flights easier. The next thing that might be a consideration if you're still working is they take exactly 2 weeks.
That's for sure. As regular viewers know, we are more inclined to take long cruises with lots of sea days to keep our price down, but these 14-day cruises are perfect for people with 2 weeks holidays.
And even more convenient, of these 10, 9 of them start on either Saturday or Sunday. So you only use 2 weeks of holidays and you've got your weekends to travel and get back.
We've managed to find 2 cruises on Princess in Alaska round trip.
We've found 3 Holland America cruises, 2 in Alaska and 1 in Europe.
We've also found 3 European cruises on Costa cruises.
And there is a Carnival cruise from the east coast of North America.
There's even, for those who want to fly over to England, a round trip P&O cruise, England to England. We have a feature-laden set of Alaska cruises from 2 different cruise lines.
You might think that Alaska is covered in snow in May, but it's not. It's actually ideal for wearing just a light jacket most of the time.
You may run into some rain or
you may run into some fog.
But Alaska in the spring is absolutely fantastic.
Now, these cruises, a lot of them hit the same port multiple times on your cruise. So if you happen to get bad weather the first time, you just might have the opportunity to visit that port in better weather the next time.
And we have certainly experienced that ourselves because we have done up to and back on Alaska, and we had one port that was very poor weather that was much nicer the second stop.
And if it turns out to be nice the first time and nice the second time, you can always take 2 different excursions.
That's true. Double up and get it all done. We have always found Alaska very walkable and easy at the ports. Now, to get the true cultural experience, like the salmon bakes and all that, do require an excursion. All, of course, are readily available.
Now, here are the details of the 4 Alaskan cruises that we've found. The first Alaskan cruise we're highlighting is on May 10th on the Caribbean Princess. The total cost of that cruise is going to be $1,151 for a grand total of $82 per day.
This cruise starts in Vancouver, Canada. The train is right there and you can take the train across to the port. Real easy, real simple with luggage. Cheap way to get to the port.
It goes to Ketchikan, then it goes to Juneau and Skagway.
Then it goes to Glacier Bay, College Fjord, and Anchorage.
Now, Anchorage is normally a turnaround point, and this is the same thing. Once you go to Anchorage, you turn around, go to Hubbard Glacier, and then back to Glacier Bay.
Then it's a repeat of Skagway, Juneau, Ketchikan, finally coming back to Vancouver, Canada, where you would take the flight home.
And that finishes on May 24th. That happens to be a Saturday to Saturday cruise. Very handy.
Really handy. The next cruise we're highlighting also leaves from Vancouver going to Alaska on May 4th on the New Amsterdam. It is a total price of $92 a day or $1,289 per person.
For the whole 14 nights.
That's right, for the whole 14 nights.
Now this one has a really cool itinerary. It's different than a lot of the Alaska cruises that you'll see.
So again, starting in Vancouver, it goes to Sitka.
Then it has some sea days and ends up in Anchorage right away. After Anchorage, it goes back to Kodiak and then Valdez.
Then it goes to Juneau, Skagway, and Glacier Bay.
After Glacier Bay, there's another new port, Wrangell, Alaska. I haven't heard of that. Then Ketchikan. Then it does some cruising of the Inside Passage and finishes up in Vancouver on May 18th.
Again, for another perfect 14-day holiday.
Our third value round trip 14-day cruise, 14-day round trip, it's 2 weeks, is on May 17th on the Sapphire Princess. It's a total cost of $1,385, which works out to $98 per night.
That close to 100, but still under. Again, this cruise starts in Vancouver, a quick train ride from the airport to the Canada Place terminal. Then it goes to Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway.
That's followed by scenic cruising in Glacier Bay. After Glacier Bay, it visits the College Fjord and then goes to Anchorage, Alaska. After that, it turns around.
Then it stops at Hubbard and Glacier Bay.
And the three gems, Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan.
Finally, ending up back in Vancouver on May 31st. The next cruise leaves May 11th on the Holland America Noordam, and that one is exactly $100 a night for a total price of $1,409.
Okay, so it's $100 and a few pennies.
Yeah, who's counting?
It starts in Vancouver, like all the other ones, cruises that Inside Passage, then goes to Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway.
Then does Glacier Bay, College Fjord, and Anchorage.
Just like I've heard some of the other ones do. And in a similar fashion, it returns to the Hubbard Glacier, then Glacier Bay, followed by
Skagway, Juneau, Ketchikan.
Then cruising that Inside Passage and finishing up in Vancouver on May 25th.
The next cruise isn't Alaska.
What?
Yeah, what?
It leaves from Baltimore and it actually visits Greenland. We've never been to Greenland before.
Now that's a place that's been in the news a lot lately.
That's for sure, so it might be an ideal time to visit Greenland.
This cruise with all those interesting stops is on the Carnival Pride, and it falls into the perfect alignment of $96 per night or $1,344 per person total price.
The whole itinerary is as follows, and please forgive our pronunciation if we have it wrong.
Leaving Baltimore, May 25th.
Then it goes to Nanortalik, Greenland, followed by Kakortok, again in Greenland.
That's really good pronunciation, Susan. I wasn't even going to attempt it.
The next two stops are in Newfoundland, Canada. It stops
In St. Anthony and Corner Brook, Newfoundland.
Hey, we have friends that come from Corner Brook. Hi! The next stop is Sydney, Nova Scotia. Then it returns to Baltimore on June 8th. Now we're going to talk about our European itineraries. There are 3 on Costa, and frankly, those Costa itineraries are very similar. It just depends what port you start in. They go in the same order, but they start and end in the same port, but different. In the same port, but different.
The one starting from England is completely different, and Barcelona being the only common port for Costa.
And finally, the Holland America one starts in Holland, but it visits England and Scotland and Ireland, so it doesn't hit the Mediterranean at all. Here are the details of all 5 of these European itineraries.
All of these European cruises are not listed by date, but instead by price. So we will be jumping back and forth with our starting dates a bit. The first cruise we're highlighting starts on May 9th on the Costa Fortuna. It is also the best value of these European cruises at $74 per night, or $1,049 total per person.
That's pretty cool. So it goes Barcelona to Barcelona, and these are the stops in the order that Costa hits them. You start at Barcelona, then you go to Marseille, France, then Savona, Italy.
Then it goes to Malaga, Spain, and Funchal, Madeira, Portugal.
Next one is Praia de Vitoria, Azores, Portugal. And I think that for the rest of them, because they all hit that, we'll just say Azores.
Then it goes to Ponta Delgada, Portugal, then Cadiz, Spain.
And the final stop is Barcelona, where it started.
Surprise.
So that wraps up that first European cruise.
The next one is May 11th on the P&O.
Arvia. I'm pretty sure that's a pirate ship.
It has to be. And that's out of Southampton, England. And the price
is $11.95 or $85 per night.
That's really good value for leaving from England.
On a pirate ship.
Leaving Southampton,
you go to La Coruna, that's in Spain, and the next stop is Palma de Mallorca, also in Spain.
then La Spezia, Italy, followed by Toulon, France.
Next is Barcelona, Spain, followed by Cadiz, Spain.
And back to Southampton on May 25th.
Now our third best European cruise is again on the Costa Fortuna. It is on May 11th and it starts in Savona, Italy. It costs $12.67 total or $90 per night.
Man, that's just excellent value.
So we'll list the ports. Let's see if we can get these Costa ones in order.
This ship goes from Savona, Italy and then it goes to our favorite island, Funchal, Madeira, Portugal.
Then it goes to our stop that we said we'll just call the Azores. Next is Ponta Delgada, and then Cadiz.
Then it's Barcelona and Marseille, France.
And returning back to Savona, Italy on May 25th.
Now you can also get on the Fortuna on May 10th in Marseille, France for a whopping
$97 per night, or a total cost of
$1,369 per person.
So let's see if we can get that order again. It starts in Marseille, then it goes to Savona, followed by
Malaga and Funchal, Portugal.
the next stop is the Azores,
Then it visits Punta Delgada
and Cadiz,
on its way to Barcelona, finally ending in
Marseille, France. Our final round trip 14-day European offering is on May 4th on the New Statendam. The total cost of this one is $1,393 for a total of $99 per night.
That's really good value for a Holland America European cruise.
Forgive us because these are really hard names to pronounce. So it starts in Rotterdam, Holland. Then it goes to
Newcastle upon Tyne in England.
next stop is Ivor-Gordon, Scotland.
Followed by Lerwick in the Shetland Islands.
Next is Stornoway, Scotland.
Belfast, Northern Ireland is the next stop.
Followed by Glasgow or Greenock, Scotland.
Then it's off to the Isle of Man to visit the port of Douglas.
Next is Cork or Cobb, Ireland, followed by
Dublin, Ireland.
next is Dover, England.
I think they have cliffs named after that. Finally ending in Rotterdam, Holland.
So that wraps it up for our 14-day value round trips.
There's some really good value in some really nice cruise lines here for less than $100 a day per person. I hope each and every one of you have a chance to check them out and see all these exciting itineraries.
If you found this information valuable or interesting, we invite you to
Like,
share with your friends
subscribe,
and comment. We really appreciate you spending your time watching our videos.
bye for now, and good cruising.
We're retired, it's time to cruise. Where will we go next? What will we see? What exciting adventures will we choose? We'll make new friends and make some plans. We'll post videos as we visit new lands. We love you to join us as we sail around in floating hotels of every brand. We're retired and it's time to cruise. Come and join us or watch our YouTubes.